Hello again. Thank you so much for tuning in to Learning with the Literacy Lab. My name is Heather Jenkins, and it is my privilege to serve as the CEO. Today I want to share a little bit about our evidence-based models that we use, the Reading Core model and our Seeds of Learning framework. So as I mentioned in a previous episode, we have kind of two program models. We have our Reading Core model with our AmeriCorps members, our tutors, and then we have our Leading Men Fellowship with our fellows who are utilizing the Seeds of Learning framework. So what is the Reading Core model? This is an evidence-based set of literacy interventions used by our AmeriCorps members, again, who are embedded in the school full-time for a given academic year. And on the K-3 side, the tutors deliver interventions one-on-one to students and have a caseload of about 15 to 18 students at a time. And they're providing 20 minutes of daily intervention with each of those caseload students. And then on the pre-K side, the tutors are embedded in the classroom full-time, 5 days a week. They deliver whole class instruction, they deliver small group intervention, and they deliver one-on-one intervention. And we found that on the pre-K side, that model works better than what we do on the K-3 side. In terms of the Seeds of Learning, this is an evidence-based framework that can really be paired with any curriculum. And the acronym SEED stands for the 5 pillars of the program, which really focus on providing students with the high-quality services that they need to grow and learn. And so that's sensitivity, encouragement, education, development by doing, and how that supports a positive self-image. And this is paired with the big 5 early literacy skills that we spend time working on with students. And that's oral language and comprehension, phonological awareness, book and print concepts, alphabetic knowledge, and vocabulary. And so our Leading Men Fellows are using that SEEDS framework in their service with pre-K students. So here at the Literacy Lab, we believe in using data to drive what we do. So yes, we start with these evidence-based models and frameworks, but then we're using data on a regular basis to really make sure we're giving the very best to those who need it most, which is one of our core values. So we use student assessment data to guide our work. We have specific assessments for each student at each grade, and that are tied to either the SEEDS framework or the Reading Core model with lots and lots of acronyms that I won't go through here. But I want to tell you what we do with these assessments and why they're so important. So we are able to see whether a student is on track, meaning on grade level, or off track, meaning below grade level. We are also able to see the degree to which a student is off track. So how far are they from grade level? And so we use all of this data to create an individualized plan for each student. That if the target is here and the student is here, we're going to set up specific interventions and a plan to move that student closer to the target. And so what is meant by a target? So the assessments are designed around meeting targets, which are really targets for being on grade level. And so a certain assessment score will, again, indicate whether a student is on grade level or how far they off from meeting that. And so once we know that, again, we're able to customize the learning to the students. And so we work to get students to either meet or exceed targets for grade level by the end of a given academic year, which is, of course, setting them up for success the following academic year. Once we do our assessments at the beginning of the year, and we do that, our tutors and fellows will do that. They have training for that, and then they do that with the supervision of the internal coach and the coaching specialist. And so once we have all of that, we're able to set up that individualized plan of assessments, of interventions. And so when we say we intervene, we are going in to really interrupt where a student is and kind of how they got off track and bring them back on track. And so these are daily assessments and interventions that we use in kind of a cyclical model, which I'll talk about in a minute, to really make sure that we are delivering the interventions that students need, that are targeted to where, when, how, and why they are off track. And so in addition to that start of year assessment, and then of course we assess at the end of the year to see if a student has met or exceeded a target, we also do what's called progress monitoring. And so we do this at various points throughout the academic year to see where a student is. If a student started here, we want to see in a few few months what kind of progress they have made. And we want to look at the education plan that we created for that student and ask, do we need to make any changes in order to really help this student improve? What we can also see at this time as some students will meet the targets for being on grade level before the end of an academic year. And so what we are able to do then is congratulate that student, celebrate them, and we're able to exit them from that person's caseload and maybe bring on another student so that we are able to cycle students off when they are ready and create room to assist more students. So one of the things, again, that we are certainly hoping is that all of our students achieve grade level literacy. And as I said earlier, in the year prior to the pandemic, we had the vast majority of our students meeting or exceeding that growth. And so that's really important for us because we recognize that over the summer, we are serving students who don't have the opportunity to potentially engage in different kinds of enrichment. And so getting them on grade level at the end of one year to prepare them for success for the next year is just critically important, given that they don't have access to kind of different resources maybe that more privileged students would have. But one of the things that we've also learned through the pandemic is the power of our virtual model that we created. And we are thinking a lot more about, could we do something to provide families who, again, want the very best for the students but may not have access to resources? How can we provide those resources via videos, via packages that we can put together so that students are able to stay on track over the summer? We love to show off our work. We're really, really proud of what happens when tutors and fellows engage with students in the classroom and really dig into that intervention work. And so if you are interested in seeing how all of this works, how the Reading Corps model works, how the Seeds of Learning works, if you are interested in seeing how our coaches interact with tutors and fellows and students, we would love to be able to do a visit with you. So you can reach out to me, H. Jenkins, at theliteracylab.org, and we would love to take you on a visit to one of our schools in the fall to be able to see the work in action. And if it's not safe to do that, we can also do that virtually. Thank you so much for watching Learning with the Literacy Lab. It has brought me so much joy to be able to share our work with all of you, and I would love to stay connected, whether it's to see our work in action, whether it's to become a tutor or a fellow, whether it is to become a donor or a champion, or whether it is to work with me to build that utopian coalition where we are meeting the needs of students in a holistic manner and really pushing for educational equity and access for all students. So thank you so much and have a great day.